Hello, and welcome to Azeroth United, the podcast where we talk about World of Warcraft Dragonflight, World of Warcraft Classic, and everything in between. My name is Denethor, and I am your host.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Azeroth United. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a few minutes. I know. We got a new puppy. It's been taking up all of my time. She's a joy. She's a treasure. She's a little brat, and love her to death. But holy moly, that dog is a stinker. So anyway, it's been a few weeks, and a lot has happened. We'll get into it, and got a lot of stuff to go through. Got a lot of news, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And as always, if you have any questions or comments about the podcast, or if you have a particular topic that you'd like to hear discussed, please email me at denethor1@gmail.com, or you can leave a voice message by going to speakpipe.com/AzerothUnited. Also, if you enjoy the show, please do consider leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That is the primary way that the podcasts just get out there. That everybody relies on Apple's algorithm. So, I haven't earned a 5-star, and that's fine. If you don't want to give one, I get it. It's all good, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So if you are inclined to do so, I'd be very grateful. Thank you. It's been quite the month. We got Season 3. We've got Emerald Dream. We've got Mirdrasil Raid. We've got patch 10.2.5 on the PTI. We've got Season of Discovery. We've got War Within news. So much to talk about. So much going on. So let's get into it.
It's time for the news.
So rather than just going over news articles and having that conversation, we're just going to go through each of the games and each of the iterations. I mean, there's so many different ways to play World of Warcraft now. It's kind of, we're eating well. World of Warcraft players, we are eating well. So let's just, we'll go through some of the high points and kind of the discussions. And first off, let's just hit classic WoW. Season of Discovery, man, that has been a blast. I have really enjoyed it. I haven't actually been playing it as much as I had anticipated. So, but I'm still having fun. It's vanilla. It's my favorite version of the game. It's vanilla plus a little bit more. I've got a hunter. Who's level 14, and I've got a druid who's level 18, and I've got a warrior who's level 9. I don't know why I leveled a warrior. It's just habit, I guess. Oh, classic! I got to level a warrior. Anyway, as far as Season of Discovery goes, there's the big thing right now is that they're doing some class tuning, and they're doing some PvP tuning for the Ashen Veil PvP event. So that's I'm going to talk a little bit more about Season of Discovery later, but as far as the big news, that's the big news. There's lots of class balance. There's lots of changes to the PvP, and in modern WoW, there's so much coming down the pipe in modern WoW. We've got patch 10.2.5 on the horizon. We've got just before because I had already written the show notes for this episode, and Blizzard released the hero talents for 4 of the new hero trees. So it's pretty cool. It's very exciting for us to kind of get a glimpse there. There had been kind of a quiet period of War Within news, but Blizzard to the rescue with a little bit of info about the talents that are coming up, and we also had a patch 10.2.5 got a release candidate build on the PTR, which means that it's essentially in its final form. with just a few small tweaks here and there. But for the most part, it's done. So that means we're likely looking at the beginning of January for a release date. If we look at the calendar, it's not coming out tomorrow, obviously, and the next Tuesday is going to be the day after Christmas, so that's not going to happen. And then the next Tuesday after that will be the day after New Year's, because that's how it works in American calendars. I don't know about the rest of the world because I don't travel. So that's not likely to happen. So probably we're looking at January 9th for patch 10.2.5, which is pretty cool. We'll get all of that going on. And just as a reminder, patch 10.2.5 is going to contain the Azerothian Archives, which is it's a weekly event that you can do. I think it's kind of like Researchers Under Fire, honestly, but it's more of a archaeology sniff and seek type thing. I don't know. I haven't done it on the PTR. I haven't done a whole lot on the PTR except for the follower dungeons. Oh man, that is so cool. You go in there, you get the Exiles Reach NPCs with you in a group, and you take your time. You can go whatever pace you want. You could lead. You could let them lead. It's really cool. I'm so glad they did that, because I'll tell you, I did that just the other day. I brought my Fury Warrior back from early retirement after season 2, and I said, well, you know what, I'll give this one another go. So I got a 2-piece set bonus, and the 2-piece set bonus for the Fury Warrior in season 3 requires you to completely change your playstyle. So gone is the Raging Blow build, and now it's the Odin's Fury build, and everything's different. And I would have loved a follower dungeon. I actually had this conversation with myself, because I do talk to myself, and I said, I wish I had a follower dungeon that I could go into to set up all my weak auras. And I could just be like, hey, can you just wait for me a second? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, take your time. We'll be here all day. But no, I had to go into a heroic group, and that got ugly. So I tried doing a mythic 2, and that got ugly, and it was just frustrating. So I had to resort to target dummy weak aura building, which is never fun. So, So there's follower dungeons. We've got the Gilneas Reclamation. We'll see what's going on there. The retaking of Gilneas. I'm hoping that it ends in the death of Gen Greymane, the heroic death, of course, but the death nonetheless of Gen Greymane, and the ascension of Tess Greymane as the leader of the Gilneans. That would be dope. We've got Belemeth, which is the new home for the Night Elves. I thought it's actually kind of interesting that what Blizzard did is they're allowing the Horde in there, but they get a debuff or a buff or whatever it is. They get something on them that basically says, you're being watched. Don't screw around. So that's kind of cool. We've got some... we've got dragon riding. So yeah, you can dragon ride in all the old zones now. Northrend, Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, Pandaland, Broken Isles. Let's see if I can name them all. Kaltiris and Trollville. I think that's the official name, Trollville. And then we've got some story updates, some customizations for Trolls and Draenei. Oh, the Drakthir get their own version of Dragonflying. So Sora will turn into Dragonflying, which I think is what it should have been in the first place. And then some holiday updates. So yeah, lots coming down in patch 10.2.5. More than likely it's going to be on the 9th of January, but it's obviously not set in stone, so we will see. As far as the hero talents go in the War Within, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the Death Knight, which is the Sand Lane for Unholy or the Blood specializations. This is relying a lot on this Vampiric Strikes. And like I said, I just saw this right before I started recording. I'm recording this Monday night. Little spoiler. This is a Monday night recording, but I'm releasing it on Tuesday. So, yeah, it's the magic of radio. Evoker Chrono Warden for augmentation and preservation. I didn't even bother looking at that one because my Evoker is on permanent retirement until they A, fix preservation, and B, fix Evoker Transmog. Because, come on. Why can't Drakthir get good Transmog? Come on. What are we doing here? This is your new race and class, and you can't get the Transmog right? Come on, Blizzard. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. That irritates me. Paladin Lightsmith, which is for Holy and Protection. Calling on the Light. Looks like you get a Dancing Rune Weapon type buff at level 80, which is pretty cool. And then the Mountain Thane for the Warrior, which is a lot of Storm and Lightning type spells. One thing that I did notice about all of these trees is that they all rely heavily on, you have a chance to get this, get a proc to get this new ability that you can use. So it's very RNG proc heavy, which is fine. That's pretty cool. A lot of classes and specs are already set up that way. So if you're adding a little bit more component of that, that's pretty cool. So that's what's coming there. As far as the War Within goes, I mean, there's news like as in terms of they're working on it and they've got stuff going on, but the only other news for the War Within is that they did have a build on the Blizzard CDN servers of the War Within 11.0 build. So obviously it's encrypted and we can't get to it, but it probably is going to be for the Friends and Family Alpha, which I would assume will start momentarily here within the next couple of weeks or month or so. I wouldn't be surprised if we get an alpha sometime in March or April. So, I mean, they did say spring, so I'm going to go with March. We'll call it there. We're going to get an alpha in March. We'll get the beta in June, and then we'll get a pre-patch at the end of August. I'm calling it there. So, let's see what else. I think that's it as far as news goes. Nothing new on the Wrath of the Lich King Classic or Cataclysm Classic front. Hardcore, nothing new there. I didn't write any of those down because, quite honestly, I haven't been paying very much attention to any of those versions of WoW. Unfortunately, I did hardcore for a few minutes, but as soon as I died, I got lost interest. So let's just get into modern World of Warcraft, and we'll talk about that.
Let's talk about World of Warcraft.
This week in Dragonflight, the Mythic Plus affixes are, oh boy, Tyrannical, Incorporeal, and Spiteful. So bosses will have 30% more health and deal 15% more damage. Whee! Incorporeal beings periodically spawn and cast Destabilize. If the cast goes off, player damage and healing is reduced by 50%. The debuff stacks. The mobs do not take damage and can only be crowd controlled. I hate this affix so much. Blizzard, fuck you for putting this in the game. What were you thinking? So, the problem with Incorporeal, as many have pointed out since the beginning of Season 2, is that people don't want to crowd control the Incorporeal mob. And you have classes that struggle with the simple task of crowd controlling the Incorporeal mob because they don't have a crowd control to use on the Incorporeal mob. And so if you get two of them, your damage and healing is now reduced by 100%. Woohoo! This is fantastic. Come on. It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. Please get rid of this for the War Within. I do not want to see Incorporeal anymore. This is so bad. I would take Necrotic over Incorporeal. That's how bad this thing is. And then we've got Spiteful. So spirits rise from the corpses of non-boss enemies and chase down random players, dealing heavy melee damage. This week sucks. So I was like I said, I'm leveling up my Fury Warrior. Not leveling up. I'm gearing up my Fury Warrior for Season 3, and I was like, I've got a bunch of fortified dungeons in. I'm going to run some Tyrannicals next week. Silly me. We get our fourth Dream Spark this week, which is cool because I feel like the first two were really important. The third one was kind of important. And by the fourth one, it's like, yeah, go ahead and craft some gloves or something. Who cares? Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm glad we're just getting them like we did last season. But yeah, it reaches a point where you're just like, I don't have anything else to craft. So, time walking is coming up this week. We have the Burning Crusade. I'm not sure which dungeons it's going to be, but suffice it to say, they're going to be terrible because all the Burning Crusade dungeons are terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have very fond memories of those dungeons, and very, very fond memories of some of them. Oh, man. Those are, those were good. But, yeah, when you compare them to modern dungeons, they stink. Ugh, it's a slog. You run through Hellfire Ramparts, and the trash is awful. The bosses are awful. Nothing is fun. At least they're fast. That's all I'll say. They're at least fast. So that's cool. Yeah, the Winter Veil holiday is going on this week. So if you want to travel to Orgrimmar or Ironforge to meet with Great Father Winter, feel free to do so. I know that they made some changes to Winter Veil this week or this year, but I haven't checked those out yet. Actually, I haven't done Winter's Veil for the last few years. I keep forgetting to get my gift. Oh well, whatever. It'll be another pet that I never use. Speaking of which, the pet battle bonus event is going on this week. So you can get I think it's 50% increased leveling for pets, and then you'll get a quest for leveling up, or for PvP pet battle against 5 players. And going back to Time Walking Burning Crusade, there will be a quest for completing 5 Time Walking dungeons, and you will get a normal piece of Emirdrasil gear, which is a champion piece. Good luck on getting your pips. I got my pips last week in the vault. I had a pair of hero gloves. I had something else that was... I think I had a piece of tier, but... or did I? No, that was the week before. But I got pips. I got a champion pips, and I'm just going to take that, and I'll take it to the bank. This is on my Resto Druid. So he's set on the trinket front. But yeah, and now when I run the raid, it's gonna be kind of like I don't know, what do I need? I guess I'll just get whatever is an upgrade. There's nothing that I'm dying to grab at this point on that character. On my Fury Warrior, that's another issue because she wants a certain axe. I'm just saying. Farak, you better drop that, you bastard. But my druid, he's good. He got the staff from Murzon's Fall or Galakron's Rise or whatever. Doesn't matter. He got the staff from Dawn of the Infinite, and he's got a couple other trinkets that he got. So Resto Druid's good. Fury Warrior is starving for gear. Frost Mage is oh man, sometimes it's really frustrating to play a Frost Mage because I feel like the tank goes, all right, here's where I'm tanking the mobs. And I go, cool, I'm going to cast a Blizzard. And they go, actually, I'm going to go over here. So it's a little frustrating. Tanks, if you're listening, don't do that. But yeah, it's it's just how it goes. The brawl this week is Deep Wind Dunk. Whatever. If you're into the brawls, you know what it is already. If you're not, maybe go check it out. Have fun. I gave up on PvP completely. This expansion, I keep trying to do it, and I kept saying I was going to try and do it, and I never did it. So I don't enjoy going in there and getting my ass beat by a bunch of tryhards, and that's what happens because I'm terrible at PvP. So I said, rather than be frustrated and irritated, I'm just going to not do it because I don't enjoy that. So, surprise, you don't have to do things you don't enjoy. Take note, internet. Yeah, so that's the big thing. We've got Raid Finders all the way open. That was actually really interesting that they did that with Raid Finder. The first 3 weeks of Season 3, we got the first 3 wings of Raid Finder, then a break, and then Wing 4. And that's it. It's all out. My Fury Warrior killed Farak on Raid Finder, which was really cool. I think she got a tier shoulders, or maybe that was from Tindril. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So Farak is dead. I got to go and to the party afterwards and celebrate the new tree and serve some tables. And yeah, that was fun. Got some new transmog because she's an night elf. And yeah, there you go. So congratulations on people who want to kill Farak on Raid Finder, because you can do that. Let's see what else is going on. Nope, that's pretty much it. It's all the same. Go do your Super Bloom. Go do your Emerald Frenzy, and do your 5 Emerald Bounties for the week. Yeah, it's Blizzard really kind of played up this whole Emerald Dream to be a lot more than it was in the lead up. I mean, I guess that's what they do. But yeah, I can go knock the whole thing out in an hour, and it's like I'm done with the Emerald Dream for the week. So, I mean, if I was trying to get my my thing, I can't even think of what it's called now, my augment rune, my permanent augment rune, I mean, I would have already gotten the rep if I was trying to do that. But either way, yeah, there's really not much to do there once you've done your 3 things for the week. I mean, I guess there's some quest lines that you can knock out, but the replayability is low because really all you have is the Super Bloom, and the Super Bloom is awful. It is the longest event in the history of video games. It's not actually. I'm just being dramatic. It's just not fun. You follow this tree around and you're like, okay, let me beat up another, rune bear. Let me beat up another. It's exhausting. So I do like that they're trying new things and they're trying to do things different. The Emerald Frenzy is not compelling because you go and you're getting dewdrops and you're getting seeds, and the seeds you take to your Emerald Bounty and you do your 5 seeds, and it's like there's no replayability after that. I've got most of the mounts, so I guess this is the World of Warcraft player complaint, is that, hey, you gave us all this content but we consumed it too fast, Blizzard, so give us more content. No, I actually don't want them to give us more content. I want content that's more compelling for us to do on a regular basis. So I guess, yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess this is the hole that delves are going to fill in the War Within. So I should stop complaining and just take a long nap and wake up, in about a year, and play the War Within. So there you go. Yeah, in Season of Discovery, we're switching over to World of Warcraft Classic. Yeah, like I said earlier, I've got my Hunter, I've got my Druid, and I've got my Warrior. I actually wanted to talk about some of these runes because, man, I missed the whole news cycle about the Warlock and the Rogue rune, but I just want to talk about it because I think it's hilarious that people are so angry about, oh, I was going to make a Warlock tank and then I couldn't tank until I did the raid, and nobody wanted to bring me because I was going to be the tank, and then they had to basically carry me as a DP. Yeah, you know what? Welcome to vanilla. Because that's how it was. You wanted to do something, guess what? You don't just get to do what you want to do. Sometimes you have to work for it. Sometimes it's not fair. Sometimes it's uneven. Sometimes it's imbalanced. That was vanilla. That was what we loved about vanilla. And yeah, this is changing the meta, and this is mixing things up, and warriors aren't necessarily going to be at the top of the DPS meter, although eventually it's just going to end up warrior town. It's just how it goes. Yeah, I thought the people who were complaining about the Metamorphosis rune was hilarious. Same thing with the Rogue rune. Oh man, this thing that I really wanted to do on my character is blocked behind a rep grind. Huh. Wow. Imagine that. A long, annoying rep grind in vanilla. Wow. I mean, I don't mean to try to make people feel bad, but come on, what did you think you were going to get? This is vanilla, bro. I mean, yes, okay, it's classic, but it's classic vanilla. Classic original World of Warcraft, where everything was a slow slog. Blizzard basically built the whole game with the intention of, oh yeah, you're going to do this over the next, 6 months. You're going to do this over the next, 12 levels. They built it for the slow build, slow grind. You just work your way a little bit here and a little bit there. Oh, I'm going to go do 3 quests in Stranglethorn Vale. And then I'm going to turn in this rep token and I'm going to get, 25 points. Oh, I'm a little bit closer to my goal. Now we get into the game and we're like, Blizzard, why don't I have my rune? Calm down. Seriously, people, calm down. If you want your stuff right away and you want to be able to just check a box and go, boom, boom, here it is, go play Modern WoW. Or even Wrath of the Lich King. Honestly, there's a lot more of that in Wrath of the Lich King Classic than there ever was or will be in Vanilla Classic. So I'm sorry if you're upset. I'm sorry that you're salty. If you feel like you need to cancel your subscription because you had to do a rep grind to become a rogue tank, maybe you were playing the wrong game. Go play something else. Go play Final Fantasy 14. Go play, whatever. It was really funny to me, but also a little frustrating and a little sad that people were so upset. And it's like, you know what? That's the game. That's what we all signed up for. This is what we wanted. And yeah, it's not fair. Oh my gosh, warriors can tank at level 10. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. That's how it was. That's what warriors could do. Just because warriors can do tank at level 10 doesn't mean you could tank at level 10 as a rogue or as a warlock. Anyway, that got a little angry. Sorry, rogues and warlocks. I love you. I hate your classes, but I love you. I love everyone. So I guess they did say that there was going to be some increased leveling speed for alts in Phase 2, which I think is pretty cool. They didn't really specify how that was going to work, but I'm really looking forward to that because I'll tell you, I have been spending so much time in Modern WoW that I haven't had time for leveling the army of alts that I had planned for Season of Discovery. So, yeah, that's it, and that's just how it goes. That's fine. One of the things I'm really interested to see about this is what is the new meta? Because hunters kind of took off really, really hard from the get-go, and then they had to get nerfed back into reality. And I've kind of memed on hunters a lot on this podcast, but I mained a hunter in vanilla. That was my first character, and I loved playing a hunter. It was a blast. I loved it so much. I played with a group of friends, and I was the hunter. I learned how to pull. I learned how to manage my pet. I pulled Gar accidentally one day in Molten Core because I wasn't paying attention. I loved playing a hunter. It was fun. But I know that the hunter had some severe limitations in the vanilla version of the game. And so I do meme on hunters a lot, and I still continue to do so to this day. I still have a hunter, and my hunter, and I still play her. But she is not my main character, and she probably never will be, because I think hunters are an underserved class, and that they do get their moment to shine, but that there's a lot more Blizzard could do with that class. So, but anyway, that's a tangent that it has nothing to do with Season of Discovery. So hunters were right off the bat. But it looks like, look, warriors are going to crawl back up there. You gear up a warrior, and they scale so well with gear. And I don't know that there's anything Blizzard can do about that in making warriors not be the top DPS. But, if you were looking at a ranking of classes, I would rather see, the 3 or 4 classes in that top tier rather than just warriors. So, but that's just me. And as far as the tanks go, I love the fact that they made Protection Warrior a viable spec. Granted, it's only level 25 and you don't have all your talents yet, so that's fine. But I really hated the Fury Prot hybrid build. That was so annoying to play. So frustrating. And, I don't play video games for, oh my God, this is the meta. This is what I am going to do. It's so good. I hate that. I'd rather just play what I think is fun. And so I wanted to play a Protection Warrior, and everybody in Classic, everyone was like, no, you can't. We don't want you as a tank. You're going to be a terrible tank. Go Fury Prot. And I didn't want to. So I gave up. It's honestly one of the reasons why I stopped playing Classic progression is because my poor warrior, who's stuck at level 61 or 62, somewhere in there. One of the things I found really interesting about Season Discovery, though, was the lack of key abilities that really change things up in a way that I didn't even think about. So, there's no mage portals. You cannot make a mage portal in Season of Discovery. You can teleport as a mage, but you can't make a portal. And if you're an Alliance mage, you can't teleport to Darnassus because that comes at level 30. So, that's kind of interesting. Same thing with plate armor, dire bear form, mail for hunters and shaman. It's really interesting, the things that you don't think about because, going in there and it's on a warrior and go, oh, actually I need to wear mail. I forgot about that. And I don't get plate, not until phase 2. Yeah, phase 2, go to 40. So that'll be really cool in phase 2 when it's like the end game for warriors is putting on plate. That'll be pretty cool. And we'll see what runes we get. Maybe there will be runes that actually. Please Blizzard, dear Blizzard, please put in some runes that make players even better if they're wearing the correct gear, and that penalize them if they're wearing the wrong gear type. So. Please get rid of leather and mail wearing warriors at level 60, please. I love you. Thank you. Bye. And then, the PvP, I'm not 25, so I can't go check out Ashen Vale. It looks cool. I was in Ashen Vale the other day, and I saw somebody riding by on their 50% mount, which was pretty cool. But I'm obviously not there yet. I'm only level 18. So, we'll get down to that at some point, but right now I'm really enjoying Dragonflight Season 3, and a little bit more than I thought I would. So, Season of Discovery is like a little vacation. I take a little break. Maybe I got frustrated with a keystone, or I didn't get that raid invite that I was hoping for, so I just take a little break. Also, World of Warcraft Classic runs great on my laptop. Not so great, Modern WoW, not so great. Dragonflight is not a resource-friendly game. Whereas Classic, first of all, my graphics on my laptop are terrible, so Classic is fine. Classic looks just like it did in 2005. That's how that goes. So anyway, I think that's it for the what's going on in World of Warcraft. So with that, let's move on to something new.
Let's talk about something new.
So as I mentioned earlier, we've got patch 10.2.5, Seeds of Renewal, likely coming out in the beginning of January. There's a lot of features coming up on this patch, but this is very interesting to me because there's not like a real key feature. We have a lot of quest features. We've got the Gilneas Reclamation. We've got some Night Elf stuff. We've got some Dragon Isles Epilogue stuff, but not really anything big. There's no back of the box feature. I guess you could call Follower Dungeons a back of the box feature. And I've kind of heaped some love on the Follower Dungeons previously, but that honestly, I feel like that's a beginning of the expansion feature that should have been included in either in 10.0 or save it for 11.0. But to kind of throw it in at the end of Dragonflight is kind of weird. But one of the things I wanted to talk about as far as the future of Dragonflight is Blizzard has said we're going to get Season 4, so that's fine. We'll get Season 4. There's not going to be another raid. So we'll get our 3 Dragonflight raids again in Season 4, buffed up like they were in Shadowlands. And that'll be fine. That's not the most thrilling ending to the expansion. And I hope that Blizzard doesn't continue this system, because while it was cool in Shadowlands because it was unexpected, if they planned for it in Dragonflight, that's kind of disappointing. To be perfectly honest, I think they should have put in another raid, even a small raid, a three boss raid, like Trial of Valor or It was Trial of Valor. Or the Crucible of Storms, which was two boss raid. Either way, I think they should have put in a little raid and just given us something to kind of carry out the expansion. But instead, we'll get a season 4, which it will be fun. Don't get me wrong, that'll be fun. But they are teasing us with, we've got more surprises up our sleeve. And you know what? I don't believe that Blizzard really has great surprises. I think they've just got more stuff like Gilneas Reclamation and Azerothian Archives and stuff that is kind of like, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, it's not exactly the most compelling content for the next 11 months, but it is what it is, and I will continue to play. I'm not going to cancel my subscription or anything. I'm really enjoying Season 3, and I'm really hoping that Season 4 is all 8 of the original Dragonflight dungeons. I just I hope that this is kind of the end of that cycle of kind of the remix Season 4. Now, if Blizzard wanted to do kind of like the time walking raids, but in a Season 4 type scenario, that would be kind of cool. I could see, take some of the ones that are not time walking raids. So instead of, Ulduar's the time walking raid for Wrath of the Lich King, give us ICC. Give us ICC Mythic. Oh, baby. Oh, man. That would be fun. ICC Mythic. Oh, I would love that. Give us, give us, I can't even think the Legion, the Tomb of Sargeras Mythic. There's people that can't even run Tomb of Sargeras Mythic now. Oh, man. Give us Molten Core Mythic. Yeah. Too soon, Executus. Well, anyway, I think Season 4 will be fine. And, we'll all survive. And then we'll get to the War Within. And it'll be a lot of fun. Now, there was a patch 10.2.6 build that was encrypted on the PTR servers, so it'll be interesting to see if Blizzard is going to go patch 10.2.5 and 2.6 for Season 3, and then 2.7 and 2.8 or 9 for Season 4. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it'll be cool, and yeah, I'm enjoying Dragonflight, and it's still going to go down as one of my top 5 expansions of all time. But it has lost its place as the top expansion for me because of Season 3 and Season 4, and Emir just still being the last raid. So I feel like they kind of fumbled the ball there a little bit. But you know what? I'm not the game developer. I'm not the game designer, so I don't get to say. I just get to complain on my podcast that really not a lot of people listen to. So yeah, yay me. Right. So I think that covers up what's new. And I think that might actually wrap up our show. We don't have a weekly rant segment this week. I didn't have anything written. I'm going to have something for next week. But yeah, this week I just wanted to kind of jump back in. You get out of the water long enough and you forget how cold it is. So I hope that I haven't stumbled over my words too much, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into the podcasting game. I've really missed it. I really do enjoy it, and it's something that I'm really happy being able to do this. I'm not looking for fame or fortune. I'm looking for a medium for me to express my thoughts and views on the video games that I love. So there you go. So thank you very much for listening. It has been wonderful to talk at you, today. And I hope that you enjoyed the show. And if you have any questions or any comments or really just want to say hi, you can email me at denethar1@gmail.com. You can also check me out on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming again soon, hopefully. We'll see if the puppy lets me. My Twitch handle is denethar01. And I will be uploading content to my YouTube eventually as well, hopefully, if the puppy lets me. And that is also Denethar01. So I have Denethar01 for Twitch and YouTube, and Denethar1 for Gmail. I don't know why. That's just how it worked out. And I couldn't get the Azeroth United handle on anything because apparently it's taken by some old defunct website or whatever. So whatever, maybe I'll change the name of the podcast at some point. Maybe I won't. I do need to change the intro though. So I'll probably do that next week. Because I need to stop mentioning Dragonflight and just talk about World of Warcraft. So, that's going to do it for the show today. Thank you so very much, and hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in Azeroth.